context leading into this matchup is not about styles. It's more about trash talk, man. Norma Dumont, in my opinion, appears to be overlooking her opponent. She says Chelsea Chandler is basically childish. She's not serious in the cage, and she's going to be in for a rude awakening, more or less, right? I took my own liberties on there. Chelsea Chandler, on the other hand, says Norma Dumont's a boring point fighter and I'm going to go beat her up. So, AJ, you got two very contrasting styles. We know what Chelsea Chandler can do. However, my first question to you, believe it or not, is why do you think Chelsea Chandler has held this number with such little activity? She's been ranked for a while. Is it just a very incredibly shallow division, or is the UFC trying to push Chelsea Chandler? What do you think?
Oh, well, actually, probably a little bit of both, Derek, but I do think it's the more overarching answer is it's a very shallow division. Nobody else in there. You got to fill numbers. I'm surprised she's not a top 10 fighter, you know? Like there's literally not many people to pull from, and a lot of the people that are on that list haven't fought in a while or even in that division in quite a while. So, yeah, I definitely think the UFC is trying to push Chandler, especially for the vocal aspects she presents, as well as the kind of fighter she is. She's very exciting, very powerful. We all saw the knockout of Julia Solerenko. So there's reasons why I can see the UFC pushing her, but I don't think she's going to be able to bully Norma Dumont like that, Derek. Like I was saying in the intro, Norma Dumont has kind of fell into her place in this weight class. She's heavier, she's bigger in all the best ways. She's stronger while still maintaining that speed and all that knowledge she's had accrued over the fight game. It makes it a very, very challenging mountain to climb for Chelsea Chandler. Yeah. Does she have the tools in the tool belt to kind of navigate those hills, Derek? What do you think?
I don't know, man. I know she's got the vicious power. I know she can be explosive and exciting, and like that's fun and that's awesome. But Norma Dumont has become a real tactician of controlling a fight and letting the fight play out the way she wants it to play out. You rarely see Norma Dumont backed up and uncomfortable and shaky and like, oh, what's happening? You rarely see that, if ever. And I'm talking about, you're looking at the names of Carol Hossa, Danielle Wolf. Let's skip past that one. Macy Chasson, she lost a split right there. That was a close, against a really big fighter. That was a close decision. Aspen Ladd got that one done. Felicia Spencer, Ashley Evans Smith, who's making her return on this card on the prelims. You remember there was some questions when she got knocked out by Megan Anderson. That was, I believe, was the UFC debut potentially. But either way, Norma Dumont's been doing it for a while. And if it was after like one or two fights, there's still questions. But this is like, bro, 5-6 fights. It's like she's a staple in this division now. I just think that I don't know. Is this reminiscent to a degree of Mayra Bueno Silva versus Holly Holm? You have the strategic point fighter who knows how to win versus the person who can make it ugly. Is the question that you're asking, can Chelsea Chandler make this fight ugly? Is that kind of what you're asking?
It is actually what I'm asking, because I think that's the way she needs to get it done. Mm-hmm. And also to that aspect, what does Chelsea Chandler do when she can't make it dirty? Because I feel like Norma Dumont can take all the punches and still maintain that control. Where does the ego of Chelsea Chandler go? Where does the game plan go after that one? I think she has the ability in that first round and a half to make it dirty. But after that, what?
I'm not sure, man. So that's where we have to start like really drawing into it. Because Norma Dumont, the one thing that we have seen from her that is slightly troubling is a lack of urgency to finish a fight. Like they feel like, I could just point them out. And then what have we seen before? Is you wait, you're pointing, Kamaru Usman-esque, I'm pointing, doing my thing. I'll be a little aggressive, and then you get caught. And then it's too late. So you don't want to even give your opponent those openings. Is that something that you're very concerned about in this matchup?
Yes, but more so in the early rounds, in the early minutes of round one, round two, when Chelsea's coming out fresh. That's when I'm a little more nervous about it. I just think the longer this fight goes, Norma Dumont's going to be able to put the pressure on Chandler and have her feel that strength that I've been talking about. And then that's when the mind games are going to start to play. Like, oh, yeah, I'm a boring fighter. We'll do something about it. And you're really starting to get that lactic acid build up. Your emotions are high, so your energy level's being depleted. Yeah. I think the veteran style that we've seen other UFC veterans employ will be perfect for Norma Dumont right here.
Yeah, my only hope is that Norma Dumont is indeed not overlooking her opponent. But I just, listen, I see it for Norma Dumont. Give me a decision. And maybe I'm misinformed for Chelsea Chandler. But I even tried looking up right now. I was like, what can I pull up? What can I dig a little extra right now just to put some icing on the cake for Chelsea Chandler? You don't really see anything. See, she's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. under Cesar Gracie. That's pretty cool, you know. But like, that's not what your bread and butter is. Your bread and butter is knocking these fools out. So, Norma Dumont decision. How you see it, AJ?
Ooh, it's hard not to go with the decision, especially looking at those props, Derek. For some reason I have that feeling, that gut feeling that's saying Norma Dumont will get the TKO finish just for all the kind of smack talk that's been going on. I'm betting the folks don't bet on that plus 1200 if you are. Yeah, give me decision. That's a smart bet right here. Norma Dumont by decision. I think she'll just control her the entire time and win the fight, classic Norma Dumont style.
Brother, she hasn't finished a fight since like 2017. Like, come on, man. You know, you would hope, and maybe that's the one fight where she finally turns it around and gets the finish. But the safe play here, decision, Norma Dumont.